Your blood, like winter, freezes just like ice, and there's a cold, only light that shines from you. You wind up like the wreck you hide behind that mask you use. Did you think this fool could ever win? Well, look at me, I'm coming back again. I got a taste of love in a simple way. And if you need to know why I'm still standing, you just fade away. 'Cause I'm still standing, looking like a true survivor, feeling like a little kid. And
Today's video is actually very interesting and rather long, so if you got some time, thank you for joining. Grab coffee, beer, whatever you believe in, and enjoy the show. The first thing we're gonna do is show you guys this little car park basher that I just built. Everything perfect pass, of course, pretty interesting. Also today, I'm gonna have a one-on-one conversation with you guys about some Facebook drama that occurred lately. I'm going to also show you some new products. We finally refreshed all the design for the carbon fiber kit, so now everything has our own proprietary shapes and whatnot. We finally implemented forged carbon fiber, which are, in my opinion, just gorgeous. Obviously, the new carbon fiber kit, finally with the new redesign and everything, is glossy, laminate, of course, for durability, matte, and forged. Forged will probably be more for one of those shelf queens. I don't know if I would even drive with it. Anyway, you do you. Also, I'm going to show you guys some speedruns. I'm going to show you guys some gearing options for speedruns to kind of teach you how to get into those 160, 70, 80 if you're new here. And also, I'm going to show you some product testing behind the scene of products that actually failed. So pretty interesting. We have a lot going on. Let's begin with this little behemoth. Okay, so let's start with the practical stuff. Why did I even build one? Well, I wanted something I can have fun with, light, nimble, only 6S, nothing too crazy, uneventful, and also that if I go to one of those car park gatherings, I can actually pop the top and let people enjoy some RC porn, as you can see here. When it comes to the motor decision and whatnot, I wouldn't take my advice on this one. I just had these guys laying around the shop, so I used it, Cordova 1446 and MX5 G2, of course, not the Plus, but still an HV. They're amazing. They're awesome. I would probably go for, if I were you, with a car park basher with a different motor, probably like a Castle, maybe even keep the MX5 because these are actually amazing for bashing. Why did I build it? I wanted to test my theory that a radio relocate kit by us will actually transition most of the weight here, so we'll actually have a very, very balanced car. I wanted something extremely balanced because I wanted a light, nimble, super durable, and gorgeous eye candy car, but at the same time, I wanted it to behave beautifully and I would just be able to dance with it on the asphalt. How balanced, you ask? Well, that make it that balanced. Anyway, so this one is a ton of fun. If you guys wanted to have a close-up look of how everything looks, this is pretty much what we got here. By the way, these are the new shock towers with the new carbon fiber kit. This is forged carbon fiber, by the way. This is how the new set looks. Here is a little close-up look before I start mumbling about some Facebook drama. We're done. Let's actually go outside. It's a beautiful day out, and I have some very interesting things to talk about. All right, this is a lot better. Sorry for the background noises. Sorry for wearing sunglasses. It's actually extremely bright out, so I kind of have to, but bear with me. I wanted to actually go outside because I wanted it to be a little bit more organic, a little bit not so business-like and business-minded, and just have a nice organic one-on-one conversation between you guys and I, between me and my community, which it's very important to me. So I want to take my sweet time and I want to talk about it. It's not going to be such an edited professional video. This is just raw me to you. I want to talk about
our community, who we are for each, who we really are for each other, who we are as a company to the community, but more importantly, who is the community to itself. Camaraderie, people that are actually on Facebook. Naturally, most of it will be on Instagram, TikTok, but Facebook mostly. And you will have a lot of people there that are, some of them are very experienced, some of them are newbies, some of them are kind of in between. And you'll have a lot of people actually go to those groups to actually ask for advice and kind of understand what they're doing when they're just getting into the hobby. And for some reason, uh, I think it's in many other sports or hobbies, but in our sport and hobby, it's just so fundamental that most are just bullying online. If you are not so familiar with what you're doing, if you're a newbie, bullying. If you're a company, you can get bullying. If you're very good at what you're doing, you can get bullied because people don't care. They're hiding behind their keyboards. It's not like you're standing next to them, because if you did stand next to them, they will talk completely different. And that brings me to a very interesting psychological trick that I would like to actually teach you guys now. How to spot a bully. So imagine this, okay? You are in, God forbid, in prison, and you have your cell is with bunk beds, and you're at the bottom, and someone is at the top. It's actually a very nice, interesting psychological trick. And and you wake up in the morning, you turn around, you're still sitting on bed, you put your feet on the ground, and your cellmate that you don't really know very well yet, right? That is on top is jumping and landing on your feet, squishing your feet, and he's just standing there stretching. What will you do? Now, a normal kind of a bully like state of mind is to say, well, what do you mean? I'm going to tell him that I'm going to mess him up. And if he doesn't move right now, I'm going to show him who's boss and blah, 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 which is beautiful. And many bullies or people with bully state of mind, not, by the way, if you have a bully state of mind, sometimes it doesn't really necessarily mean that you're a bully. Some guys are actually really good people. But it's just they get yourself in a zone of being a bully, like in those Facebook groups, to everyone, right? And so the question is, okay, what are you going to do if that cellmate is landing on your feet and he's standing on your feet and stretching? And you're going to say, I'm going to mess him up. I'm going to show him who's boss. I'm going to push him real hard. And that's the last time he's going to do it, blah, blah, blah. And then the question comes and says, and what if it's Mike Tyson? Now, if your answer changes, you're a bully. If now it's Mike Tyson, you're going to say, well, I'm going to say, hey, you're on my feet, please move, right? So your answer changed based on who's in front of you. If you're a genuine person, not a bully, and you treat everyone with respect and everyone the same, most of the time, the answer will not change. The answer will be the same. Hey, you're standing on my feet. You probably didn't pay attention, but would you please move? You would do it if he was Mike Tyson, and you would do it even if he was very, very weak. Same thing. If the answer changes, well, congrats, you're a bully, or at least you're acting in a bullishing way, right? So we've been doing Perfect Pass for what, like 5, 6 years now, and we've seen those waves of newcomers, newbies, pros. We've seen people come, we've seen people go, and of course in those Facebook groups as well. Every time there's a new wave of newbies, they will pretty much have to make a stance, right? Make a name for themselves, and you will see some names. You'll see some names in all the Facebook. They will literally live on Facebook groups, as sad as it sounds, and make a name for themselves. And in some respect, now if they can't really go fast, or actually if the community cannot benefit from them, they will make it with online presence. They will have to talk all the time, say many things all the time about everything. Most are not true. Most are stupid. Most are not related to what we're doing. Most are very poisonous, but at least they're there and they're making a stance for themselves and a name for themselves. And you will see, we've seen that wave changing many, many times before throughout the years. And about after 6 months to a year, you'll see those guys disappear because they don't need that attention anymore. They already have a certain prestige, and you will see a new wave of people, right? throughout the years, and this is what I'm trying to get at, I've noticed that it's getting sadder and sadder, more aggressive, more bullying, the words that people are using, the stupid ideas that people make up just for that same attention, just to find a nice spot in a new group, is getting worse and worse. And who's actually paying for it is the community, is the people that are going to those groups and really trying to understand what they're doing. You got to remember, getting into speedruns or drag or whatnot, but I'm going to talk about speedruns in particular, is tricky. There's just so much going on. There's so much to know, so much to understand. You guys already understand it, but there's just so much to know. And then you see those stupid posts, and it's not just about my company. I see many posts on many other company, many other parts, and people that are talking about this is cheap and this is horrible and this is horrible quality and this is a shitty part and blah blah blah. And then you see all those comments, and then the users, they don't really know what to buy anymore because they're so confused. Some are saying that it's not good, some are saying that it's amazing. You guys as the community have a certain responsibility to maintain a certain line of honesty that newcomers will have to experience in order for them to actually join our community. Let's agree on something, okay? 99.9% of you guys will not be the fastest, okay? Let's just agree. And 99.9 of you guys will not be the strongest. You will not be the most famous. You will not, and even if you are, you're famous in driving a toy car really fast, like, come on. So there's really no need for all the ego and all the toxicity that we're seeing on those groups. I know that I'm not going to change humanity, right? I know that I'm not, but if that video changes it with 1%, I did my thing. Here's a good example. Not long ago, someone posted one of our parts, actually. Forget about the shocks. The shocks were a shit show. We refunded them. We discontinued them. It happens. Once in, we have about 110 products now. It happens. It is what it is. We'll work on new shocks. Trust and believe they will be amazing. They're not going to be $40, right? But they will be amazing. We can't. There's only so much I can put in a shock for $10, right? Or five, or no, sorry. We're selling them now for $25 a set. But forget about it. Someone put a post about a diffuser support. It's a very, very simple part that he messed up. He stripped it, right? He put a screw that was a little bit too long, the screw button down, and he kept on going. I don't know if it was, God forbid, like an impact wrench or something, and he just completely pulled and stripped all the threads out. And I've checked actually, more than 800 sets. No one had an issue. One clown stripped it, right? The problem is that this same person, I'm not going to say the name, out of respect, he's still our customer, and still someone that is in the community. So if he makes a bad post or not, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to talk about the names or anything. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. Most people on YouTube don't really know what's going on in the Facebook group, so it's a good thing. So it keeps the customer's privacy, which honestly is more important than anything. So he stripped it, right? He stripped it. And then he took a picture. It's like, oh my God, took a picture on Facebook. Shitty quality, shitty parts, blah, blah, blah. Other people started commenting, oh my God, I didn't know, good to know, perfect pass, wow, shitty quality, shitty parts, cheap China parts, I bet it's not 70-75. Then someone talked about us putting inserts of different threads, like completely nonsense. All of it, obviously, they're very solid, 70-75. We machined them ourselves. We just drilled them and tapped them professionally. No helix, whatever, coil, threads, whatever the guys made on the group. It was just nuts. The problem is that after comment 50 or comment 60, whoever is actually walking in, that's what they think. A new reality was created, a new reality, 3D printing, a new reality was created. And now that person is like, all right, well, I guess if I'm not buying that, perfect that. We make $6 on a pair. It's not about the money. We can care less, right? It's about, okay, now I'm going to buy GPM or hot racing. Yeah, let's give some more money to China. Good job, Americans. No. If you have a problem with the product, reach out. First of all, we've never said no to a customer. Reach out. And even if you reach out, the perfect pass. And we have many customers every month. We answer a ton of emails, and we always give the best customer service out there. We are a very passionate business, okay? This business, people always say, well, he's a money man, he's doing it for the money, blah, blah, blah. First of all, I'm not doing it for charity. It's not Salvation Army, but it's not really for money. Let me explain and give you a good example. Very, very interesting, eye-opening story, actually, that happened to me not that long ago. So a medical company contacted me and they said, well, we see your website, we see the manufacturers that you're using, your connections in China and whatnot. We have our own employees full-time, by the way, in China. We have our own quality control. We have our own materials that we're buying. We have a full lineup over there. We kind of have to. We have a ton of products by now. And they contact me and say, hey, let's have a meeting. We would like to talk with you about some medical devices, right? And I was like, all right, well, medical device is not really my thing, but sure, why not? Sounds interesting. And I drove there about 45 minutes. I see that I get nice coffee, very fancy office and whatnot. Very eye-opening. You guys got to listen to that one. And they showed me a device, okay? And the device is for Botox injection, right? For girls, for ladies. And the device is just a device that you have a motor and a switch. It's something really easy. And you put the syringe in it, and it actually pushes it linearly in a very controlled manner. So every injection is linear and with the same pressure. So they have a button, you put the syringe in it, blah, blah, blah. And they start talking about the product, and they're like, can you make it? And I was like, yeah, there's really nothing here. I mean, a little mold here for the plastic, some aluminum parts here, and a little bit of electronics. We already have people that are doing that as well. We work with about 10 manufacturers. If you guys were wondering, 10 manufacturers, and we have a group, we have a team of quality control that is actually driving, literally. We have a car in China. It's actually driving between the factories and the workshops. Soon I'm going to teach you how workshops work in China. Very interesting as well. And do the quality control and sample products and whatnot. Anyway, and I'm like, all right, what do you guys pay for it now? And they're like, $27. That device, $27. And I was like, all right, well, there's not too much we can actually lower the price of, but if we manufacture for you guys how many pieces you need about 3,000 pieces every month, which is nuts. And I'm like, oh yeah, we can, and we probably get to like $22, $23, so maybe saves you guys $4 a unit. But then I ask, what are you guys selling for? Listen to this one. I'm not bullshitting you. You guys can go do your research, Google. $27 the part cost. $3,800. That's what they sell it for the doctors. And I'm like, man, I gotta tell you, $3,800. It costs $27. The margin of profit, I was like, I gotta tell you, I'm actually cursed by being so passionate about RC. We're making those diffuser supports, you know, the entire set is $6 profit. It's nothing, right? The part itself is like $10, and then we sell this set for 27, 28, whatever it is. And then it's like 10 and 10 after production, after coating, chrome plating, drilling, CNCing. There's just so much going on. $6, you know? And then you see one of those things that they just make so much about. Guys, we're making money. But if I were to do it just for the money, I would literally close Perfect Pass a week ago. Say, all right, I got it. I'm done. Switch to medical devices. I can't. I'm not passionate about it. I'm passionate about RC stuff. So if you buy, just an example, and this poor kid is not really, it's not his fault. He just doesn't know, right? But if you buy a $10 diffuser, together 20 for $26, we made $6 off of you, and you stripped your own threads, be a man. I mean, just say, all right, it is what it is, and throw it away. Like, you buy a new one, it's $10, whatever. Or contact us. And I'll say, all right, tough luck. You know what? I got you. I see that you have many orders. I'm sending you another one. I don't care. It's nothing. It's $10 a product, $20 a set. I don't care. So if that happens and you have a problem with our product, reach out. Just email Perfect Pass RC and just say, hey, I have a problem with the product. Trust me, you will be treated every single time. We care a lot. We're going to go soon into the shop because I want to show you what to expect and how our aluminum products look. I think they're state of the art. Yes, they're all 70-75 aluminum. Yes, we have normal threads, believe it or not. We don't have like crazy whatever threads. You guys mentioned that we have, and yes, if you are using an impact wrench or whatever it is with longer screws and you're doing it 30 times over and over again, you will strip it like you would strip anything else. And even if that happens, just reach out. We'll figure it out. You have to understand, as a community, you want as many companies as possible, right? Because let's just assume some companies close and you're left with one or two. Right now, who is controlling the speedrunning world, at least with the companies are Perfect Pass RC and Scorched RC. Scorched, by the way, amazing company. I think David is an amazing creator. He's done amazing things throughout the years. We have a different approach about certain parts, but that's natural, you know. Great company and highly recommended. So, two uh, two companies, Scorch and us, Perfect Pass RC. Different approach, different finishes and whatnot. It's a matter of taste. What if one closes? What do you think will happen? I mean, you suddenly create a certain monopoly, and prices are going to go up. Obviously, naturally. Also, the more products people purchase, the cheaper they get, because then we can actually manufacture more. Again, this business is driven by passion. It's, trust me, if I wanted to be a millionaire, I would not make a diffuser support, machine it, quality control it, wet sand it, polish it, run it through a tumbler, wet sand it, chrome it, thread it, put it in a bag, put it in a card, and make $6 off of it. Like, this is a passion-driven business. Some of our products make a little bit more, some makes a little bit less, but the idea is the same. Okay, so for whoever that thought that we're making millions and we are ripping people off, I read the comments and it honestly makes me sad, because why? Like, why can't it be a much more positive environment for us? First of all, old timers, OGs, and for newbies. Why does it have to always be? I get it. I can't fix humanity. Some people have less attention in their lives. Poor guys, poor kids, whoever is doing. He's actually, attention is fun, and some people need it. Some people are not getting it from their wives, from their kids, from their friends. Some people were, in a way, rejected by society. I mean, I'm trying to really be loving and supportive of everyone, but try to get your attention in a nice, positive, supportive way, other than getting your attention by just talking really bad about other things without having any knowledge whatsoever. Especially you newbies, if you're new, you can make a name for yourself even without it, right? So I don't know if that's going to help. I know I'm just one guy. I don't know anything. I'm not going to fix humanity. But if I can change the atmosphere in those groups with 1%, I did my thing. And it's worth my time, right? If you have a problem with a product, not even Perfect Pass RC, any other company, reach out to them. Don't be a bully. Treat everyone with respect. Treat Perfect Pass or any other company like you would treat Nike, right? If you bought a Nike shoe and you had a tear, you're not going to go to a Nike group and post it and say, oh, shitty quality in China. Guess what? It is made in China. And guess what? The quality, well, depends on the model, but they're so big and so scary that you're not going to even try. Don't do it to the small companies. Because, by the way, it's not hurting business. It's hurting the community. I'll teach you guys a secret. Most of the time when we have those posts, you can see a spike in business, a good positive spike in business. Why? Because eventually people go through all the comments and they're like, I wonder what they're actually talking about. They go to the website, they see many things they like, they end up buying something, right? So it doesn't really hurt the business as much as I think it destroys our community. Something that if it will be destroyed enough, some will leave. I might leave. Other people that are amazing contributor to our community will leave. And then what? Yes, you're a man. Yes, you prove that you can throw some technical specs in the air. Are you really happy? No. So anyway, let's go back to the shop. That's enough of me. 20 minutes, man. Thanks for sticking in. Let's actually go back to the shop. Look at some of the parts that we're making and take it from there.
Okay, back in the shop. Soon we're going to go out to the runway. I'm actually going to share with you a product quality control that failed. Something that we've ran. You're going to see the speed run, and then we actually decided not to sell the product because it's just not good enough. But for whatever it's worth, just wanted to show you guys. By the way, this is the diffuser support in question. This is what we talked about in the video outside. Yes, we have actual threads. Oh, clearly, naturally, just normal threads. I don't know for the cost, even if the budget was unlimited, I don't know how you can make it better. This is a 7075 aluminum, CNC'd by us, of course. We're doing all the drills, the tapping. Obviously, we sell them in, by the way, very interesting. Many people think that chrome is weaker because it just looks like a Chinese toy. It's not, it's the same part. So this is how they look in chrome. And this is how they look in black. Many of our parts we offer in just normal, just silver anodized, and then chrome, and then black. So on the website on perfectpassrc.com, you have the options. And yes, they all have real, just normal, obviously, threads. Let me see if I can zoom in so you guys can see. Just normal threads. And that's it. Like this is the product. This is what I think happened. I think he used a longer screw and just sat on it and just let it eat pretty much. Okay, so this is one option. It broke. Let's actually use the same for the hot racing. I don't even know how you can make that happen. Now let's reenact it. Let's choose perfect pass. I'm gonna be fair. Let's do ours. I'm pretty sure most of them will do the same. But super long screw and just let it eat. No, it actually breaks the screw. Dude, I don't know what you did. I don't know how the hell you got to this point. Another product that people asked about is these. They're all about the same online. We just take the footprint and we actually make it a little bit better with a little bit better, finishes and whatnot. But this is your normal center brace support, for example, for those 7 scale. See that little machining mark here? These are very, very tough with silver. This was obviously rejected. So now guys think that if we mess up with those parts, we try to save it. No, it's so cheap. We just toss it. We just thought we have a huge pile of aluminum. We just toss it. They remelt it, redo it. This is black, of course. This is another rejected unit that quality control didn't enjoy. And this is chrome. When you're buying it, it's, again, for the price, I don't know how you can beat that, to be honest. I know I'm not biased. Of course, it's my business, blah, 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 but I really do believe that. So some more aluminum parts for the Arrmas and the 7 scale. This is how it looks in silver. This is how it looks in, let me actually zoom in. I don't think you guys can see it clearly. This is how it looks in black. And of course, naturally, this is how it looks when it's chrome. They're beautiful. When you're trying to build those builds right here, this is pretty much, if you want it looking like that, this is how that looks. A lot of people think that these are shelf queens because they're so beautiful and clean and shiny, and they're not strong. They are. It's all 70-75. It's extremely, extremely strong. Don't be fooled by the chrome and the shiny look. This is a very, very strong, durable RC car and durable parts. We just made them look like jewels. These are, for example, our supports, our suspension supports. Again, we make our own aluminum. It's all 70-75. We make our own POM, our own dowel rings. Of course, we cut them. We have our own molds for everything. This is how black looks. This is how chrome looks. And of course, this is how silver looks. There's just many of them on the table. Just trying to kind of show you guys a little bit of everything. Again, there's only so much you can do. This part, if you actually itemize it inside the kit, it's like $6 or $7. Like there's only so much you can do. Yes, they're still 70-75. We make our own threads, of course. All the threads are just normal taps, nothing too crazy. For example, our steering mechanism, 7075 as well. We use our own bearings and whatnot. We use actual carbon fiber. Someone commented that we use plastic and we coat it with a sticker. No, this is actually carbon fiber, actually. Yes. So this is a genuine carbon fiber that was obviously laminated in order to give it that glossy look. When it comes to the tolerances, when it comes to quality control, like I said, we have a team. Everyone makes their stuff in China. If you think someone is making it somewhere else, you're wrong. Maybe some products, but most of it in China. Why? Because the shop time and CNC time is just a lot more doable and feasible when you're trying to make those parts. I can make those parts in a different country, but you're not going to pay, I don't know what that costs. Like if you itemize it, what does it cost? Like $4 or something? You can't. And still with that, I think we're doing a great job at it. So I think the quality is amazing. I don't know how you can make quality better when it comes to those parts. I mean, we really took our sweet time with pretty much everything that we're making. Relocate kit, of course, aluminum. And we're really trying to make sure that you guys are getting what you pay for and what you deserve as well. A lot of companies out there that I'm not going to talk about, of course. I'm just talking about us. This is, for example, one of the steering links. This is 7075. And of course, we're using our own O-rings and we're using our own screws that we actually design for those parts, so you don't have any play in your steering. This is for the radio relocate kit as well, some servo mounts and whatnot. This is actually template that we took from another manufacturer, but we just made it better. We actually took the design. The design is very simple. We just made sure that our finish is better. We have our own anodizing process now. We made sure that those legs are better. You will see these on eBay or Amazon or whatever. They're very cheap, but just our way of doing it. Shocks, by the way, very interesting. Just so you know, there are still many customers upset that we discontinue them, and they're like, look, here's an Arrma shock, right? That costs double than that. This shock, after we drop it to 27, is like, I don't know, $6 or $7 for a shock. There's only so much you can do for that amount. So we had to machine this part, of course. This was a nightmare, still is. Every part here is aluminum. So people are saying, well, I don't care about others that are talking online. I still want to buy this set for like $30 or whatever it is for 4 shocks. Yes, I'm just going to change the bladder myself. I don't care. This is the bladder it came with. Horrible bladder, of course. The cutting of it was obviously too small. It still fits and everything, but after a while, it slips into the shock. Obviously, you can see that it's, I'm trying to align it smaller. Anyway, you get the idea. So what people are doing, they're like, hey, we still want to buy it. It's still a freaking amazing shock for the money, all aluminum and whatnot. And we just put our own stock Arrma bladders in it. Please don't discontinue it. We've had so much drama and so much toxicity and so much poison and so many people, complaining about those shocks that to me, it's not worth it. You can't make 4 shocks, put it in a nice bag, with too much going on here, with oil, pack it, bag it, quality control it, and sell it for $27 a set, just to get people buying it for $27, man. Cheap as fuck, boy. And then go online and destroy your reputation because you were just trying to do something good, talking about trying to be a millionaire. No, this is not how you become a millionaire. But just wanted to show you guys, discontinue. We're gonna make something amazing. The new shocks are actual shocks with seals, and everything is aluminum inside as well. Something really nice. Anyway, by the way, radio relocate kit. Just want to show you guys the quality of aluminum that we're actually manufacturing, how everything looks, how everything fits. You have that in silver, black, and chrome. It's badass. You've seen it on the car. Here is a product that we elected not to actually put out there. Wheels. So Perfect Pass wheels. They had an amazing success. They're okay. They're not the same quality as BSR. They're just not. BSR is the Mac Daddy right now. I enjoy BSR. I drive BSR. I drive ours too for the lower speeds, and that's why when we put the video out, we said 160, 170. That's pretty much it. But the same company, they called Yufeng. Mandy Mang, I think her name. That's the girl that is actually trying to push them online and whatnot. We got in contact with them and we made our own endeavor together, made some wheels. And I said, look, I just want the community to have wheels for a lot less. And we're selling them, I think, $25 for a set versus the normal $38 or $40 that BSR is. BSR is amazing, don't get me wrong, but I wanted a cheaper alternative for the guys that are just still not there and they will still crash a lot. Why not have a medium option before you go to very expensive wheels? They contacted me and they said, hey, we have a new wheel, a new compound, 45 Shore, you must try it, blah, blah, blah. I said, no problem, I'm not gonna sell it before I test it. They sent me a set and this is how it performed. All right, today we're going to try the new Chinese wheels, Yufeng whatever, rebranded by Perfect Pass, of course, with our quality control. Ooh, this is already on, I guess. All right, they're supposed to do a little bit better. 45 Shore, brand new build, 8S, nothing too crazy. Just a really cool build and a cool body. Painted a new body and everything, did a white thing on the bottom, you know what it is. Anyway, what am I expecting? I dialed the car to 180, so I want to see 180 and I want to see the wheels holding at 180. If they're not the previous version wheels, the speedrun ready, we can guarantee them to like 170, but I really want to see if I can offer the community a cheaper alternative that can still do 170 and 180 a route. So hoping that it's going to happen. So we're going to give them a shot in this run. Did a little adapter here for this body because it was weird, the spider body, but as you can see, nothing too professional. I'm gonna put that on the table. Brand new build, so we're gonna have to check the trim and adjust the trim as we go. All right, track start. Brand new build, brand new car, the new 45 Shore wheels that if they're good, we're going to carry them and you guys will have this option. Hopefully the build is doing good and everything runs straight. Very, very dusty runway, but the car runs straight, so that's good. And we got turn around, and here you go. It didn't sound good. I think that we're within that speed-ish, but it didn't sound like something completely crazy and better than the wheels that we already have. So we're about to find out, of course. If it's not perfect, if it's not flawless, if it doesn't pass a real life scenario, it's not in the store. Plain and simple. Build held great, good build, straight car, everything was fine. And stop, read, no, 167, so a lot slower than I wanted it to be. We're gonna see exactly why. Maybe I underestimated with gears. 167 miles an hour. And let's take a look at the wheels and take a decision. Is it going in the store or not? I can see the body. No, the wheels are shit. definitely not going in the store. So I think I did underestimate the gears, and I think I know why. The wheels are rubbing here a little bit because they flew off the actual wheel and everything. They actually hit the paint, so I will have to correct that, which sucks, but it is what it is. Ivan, Mandy, they were trying to go for a little bit of a different compound to see if that will be good. And like I said, if it's not good, it's not in the store. So let me actually remove the GoPro. The build did great, everything held fine, everything is completely smooth, but these will not be offered for the community, at least not by us. Okay, now let's make it a little bit more interesting. So we had 167 with those wheels that we didn't like, and we did nothing with the car. The only thing we changed is the wheels. BSR purple, those are purples. We just recharged the batteries, still no heat, no overcharge. And if I remember correctly, I think the gear on this 2028 1700 is 44 pinion, 36 spool, if I'm not mistaken. This is just a reference run. I just want to see the exact speed difference between the wheels. Another factor that was added here is that at top speed, hopefully we're not going to have a blown wheel, so it's going to be less resistance. So should be something interesting. What I'm expecting, if the car holds together nicely and everything, I'm expecting 171 to 172, or at least that's what I want the car to show me. And in a minute we're about to find out. And I got turned around, and here we go, here we go, here we go again, here we go, here we go again. Yeah, definitely a lot less resistance. I think that we're going to get our 171, 172. And I didn't hear any tire blow, so I think we're good. Pretty much everything as planned so far. Very, very dusty runway today. Unbelievable. And stop, read, no, what a surprise, 174. So huge difference. 167 on the other wheels that obviously blowing who, what? And 174 on this little behemoth with purples. And I think the gears, that's what I told you, and I think the gears are correct. And now we're just gonna gear up. Once we get to like the 180s, we're gonna start hitting it up, and you know how that goes. All right, so here's an interesting one for you. Lately we've had a lot of product testings, and we needed a very solid 200 car. We can easily do it obviously with some singles that are out there today, but I wanted something a little bit healthier, just a working horse. I can just push 190, 195, 200 over and over and over again. And master. So I've came up with that, which is a dual 4080 2400, just XLX2s that I have laying around, and two 6S, so a parallel system, 34, 34, 34. And I'm hoping that it will give me a solid working horse I can actually work with and test other products with, and it will just be stable, and the system will not work as hard, if you will, because yes, it's 12S, but it's not it's 6S parallel, so parallel system, not even a parallel battery setup. So we'll see what happens. Pretty curious. This is obviously maiden voyage, first run on this car, so just curious to see what will happen here. I'm hoping that that's going to be a good working horse I can just use to test other products that will launch soon. But for whatever it's worth, a little bit of tapage here and there. First run for this car ever. I'm hoping we're not overheated or overcharged or anything. So I'm just hoping to see something between 185 and 195, something in this area. And if we do so, that I will know that I can gear up a little bit, read the logs, and know that I have a good working horse that I can test other products with. So we got tapes, both charged up to 4.2, and we got track start. First run ever for this puppy. Let's see what she does. I'm gonna use the run up to set trim. And hope for the best. See what we get out of it. Your guess is as good as mine. And we got turned around. And here we go. Okay-ish run. Gyro is overcompensating slightly, so I'm going to drop 3 clicks right now just so I don't forget. And stop. Read 175, so slightly lower than I thought. That means that we can actually gear up a little bit. So whoever is interested, XLX2, XLX2, 4080, 4080, 2400 kV, 34, 34, 34, 6S single on each system with no heat, 4.2, 175. By the way, BSR purple, low profile. All right, and now for the logs. I'm going to teach you guys a very nifty trick. Take notes, because those tricks took years to understand and tens of thousands of dollars. No system is the same as the other, right? One system works harder than the other system every single time. They're not the same. It is what it is. This system, we measured 442 at the max peak amps with the Dale log, but this one 372, which means that this one worked harder than this one. Here's how we're going to counteract that. Here you go, 376. Because this one worked harder and this one is not, we're going to balance it regardless of gearing up now 2-3 teeth to get to our goal of 185-ish until we start heating up the batteries to not stress it too much. This system will get 1 teeth more. So if we're going to gear up, this will get, for example, 2 teeth up, and that will get 3 teeth up. And that's how we're balancing the systems, because no system is the same. Let's give it a shot and see what the car does. All right, so we did some renovations, and we put 37 on the right side, 36 on the master and slave. 37, 36. The middle still 34. What we're pretty much asking the car to do right now is that we're asking the car to do something 180 and north of it. I'm saying it north of it because we don't really know what will happen to a single 6S without hitting it up when it comes to voltage drop, but we're going to learn, that's for sure, because here it comes. Make no mistake, this is a very, very capable car. That's a 210, 215 car all day long with XLX2s and 4080 duals. We're just trying to keep it very, very contained and on the low when it comes to how crazy every single run is, just because we just want a stable 200-mile-an-hour car. So I'm going to climb slowly until I get to that 200 mark, and then I'm going to stop, and then I'm going to know that every single time it's going to do 200, because I'm not going to heat up the batteries. It's just going to be a working horse, working car that I just charge up the batteries, slap them in there, run the car, and you know. Anyway, you get the idea. And track, start. And got turned around. Now let's push it, see what it does. Here we go. We got a very short plateau. I didn't really like the run. Something didn't feel right. I think one of the wheels gave. So I'm not sure we are quite there, but we'll see. It was very hard to actually analyze what the car did. Very short plateau. So it climbed, and then for like a half a sec. So let's see what the car did, and let's see why the car acts weird. What did you do, car? Stop, read. No, 175 again. Very interesting. Oh yeah, okay, so one tire went, and I think this is about where those batteries, the more gears you add, they will just drop the voltage more because they cannot support it. So this is about the nominal wattage that the battery will give. Now it's just more heat pretty much because the battery is just giving in. All right, 175. So we've learned something about this setup with a single 6S. God, I'm dying to just put like a monster 8S on each side, heat it up and rip like a 220 here.
Okay, now before I let you go, I have something fascinating to share with you guys. First of all, this car, let's just sum this up. I did check the data log, and yes, the voltage just kept on dropping and dropping with more gear. So for those of you who ask, when do I start hitting up my lipos? Well, at least on my opinion, when you start to get diminishing returns with gearing up. So for example, on this one specifically, a single 6S battery, and it's not a big one too, only an 8400. One of the reasons that is happening, right? But when you get to a certain speed and then you start gearing up and nothing happens, you start to get diminishing returns, the more gear you add, the more the voltage drop. This is about the pivot point of that nominal voltage and wattage that this battery can provide. So now you have to start hitting it up because the more gears you add, the more the voltage will drop. So this is about that. I checked the logs, and this is what we have encountered in the runway. Next runs, we're gonna have a longer run, let it breathe a little bit more, and add a little bit of heat to let it breathe and climb a little bit more with RPM, having the voltage recovering from that initial amperage dump. This is it. Diffusers. Man, I gotta tell you, we all know nothing, pretty much, apparently, about aerodynamics. And we've been developing diffusers for a very long time now because I'm really dying to actually provide the best diffusers out there in order to actually help and reduce drag. It's a losing item, okay? I'm just gonna give you the straight up, all truth. This is not a money maker at all. Why? Because first, the design of it takes forever. We've been doing it for months and months now, just trying to kind of analyze what's happening with the car. And the biggest problem with those units is that it's going to be a plastic diffuser, right? So it's going to sell for, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 bucks. That's pretty much it, because if not, it's just going to be overpriced. The biggest problem here is that the injection mold starts at around 13 grand. So we've got quotes for injection molds for 13, 14, about $15,000. Let's just say $14,000 average just for the injection mold. Yes, after that, the diffuser will cost like $3, $2. But at the same time, how many diffuser can we possibly sell to cover even the injection mold? It's just not going to happen. I don't think there are more than
300 or 400 speedrunners that we have to sell a diffuser for $30 to in order to cover all the expenses that will buy a diffuser just to increase 5% of their speed, 10% of their speed. It's happening, but this is just more of a novelty customer service type product than anything. But let's talk about the science behind it. Very, very, very interesting and fascinating. We have learned that no one actually knows aerodynamics with those cars, even us. I spent a lot of money on simulations, softwares, and actually testing, printing different designs, changing. It's amazing how every little thing that you change here just changes everything. Let me actually put a car here and explain actually what's happening after our simulations and what we've learned with our wind tunnels that is actually happening when we drive the car at high speed, something that I never even thought about. Okay, so we've learned that when you're driving these cars super, super fast, or any other car, right? But we're working on these small ones. You're piercing through the air and you're creating a certain void, okay? So you're piercing through the air. Some air goes from here, some air goes from here, and of course, some from the top. The air wants nothing more than to actually join together at the back of the car. So you're piercing through the air, you're creating that void, you're creating a vacuum, an emptiness. You have these two bodies of air running through the car, and all they want, remember it happens in splits of seconds, right? All they want is to actually join together at the back of the car. So piercing through the air goes like that and wants to join and actually shoots from the back of the car. Here is what's so fascinating. What it creates is actually a conundrum at the bottom of the car, inside the car, of course, and at the back. The diffuser's job is to bring everyone back to order and align them right so they can leave the car without creating drag. Now, when you have a body of air coming from here, super high speed, with vacuum, with a certain void, and here, what it does, interestingly enough, it takes the air that comes from the bottom of the car and tries to pull it to the side. So the air coming at the bottom of the car, let's just assume we have air coming from here, it's not just shooting straight, and this is what we've learned. It's actually being forced and pulled to the sides because you have two bodies of air here with a huge amount of vacuum pulling the air either from here or from the bottom of the car towards the outside. And then the air running through the bottom of the car is being forced and pulled outside from the sides because you have those huge vacuum channels here. And once it gets to the rear wheel, then the rear wheel actually shoots it back inside. So the air moves underneath the car, tries to be pulled, pushed back to the side, or back to the center, and then the diffuser's job is to call everyone to order, right? All the air coming from here, and from the bottom, and actually align them in a nice, proper, organized way so they don't create vortices and turbulences behind the car that will actually create a certain void, a vacuum, if you will, holding the car back. So it's super, super fascinating. I'm going to show you now, I'm going to show you the simulations, and you will see this is what we've learned. In some cases, the air is so strong coming from here and wants to join back so strong, it creates a certain vortices in the back of the car, and some of the air is actually going in the diffuser in reverse. The vortices, the turbulent, is so powerful here in the back, talking about higher speeds, that you see air bodies actually moving in reverse of the diffuser, which is obviously something we don't want because that slows the car. It all translates to a ton of drag. So, showing you guys the simulations, we've ran and we've built many, many diffusers. And we're actually somewhat close to a good design, a design that finally allows all the bodies of air to rejoin and actually leave the car in a nice and smooth manner. The car is going to sound better. It's going to be a lot more fluent. It's going to be a lot more linear. And this will all result, the byproducts, the fruits that we're going to enjoy are, well, higher speeds, right? We've changed so many designs of diffusers. We were able to start playing and understand the lift that is being created at the back. So we started to actually play with, hey, the car squats so much at the rear. How about we add a kilo or two of lift with our diffuser in a manner of just moving where all the curves are going to actually help those rear shocks and to help those rear wheels that are getting destroyed all the time because of that huge amount of weight after squatting on the rear of the car. So we're playing around with it. Eventually, trust and believe, we're going to have an amazing diffuser that actually does exactly what it needs to do. Again, this is one of those novelty products that it's like a side project, but eventually it will be ready. I'm going to show you something that is somewhat close to the design, and I want you guys to see those fins, for example. Every single angle here matters, right? Because the air is coming from the side of the car, rejoining on the bottom of the car, and now the air wants to go that way and that way. So those fins has a purpose as well. Obviously, every little thing here has a purpose. The angle that it actually closes eventually. I mean, we're actually doing many things and changing many things, many different designs that, funny enough, they all look the same. They're not. Every little thing counts. Every little angle, every little aspect of it. And it's just very fascinating, something we've been working on, wanted to share, and eventually it will be done. By the way, the bulkheads are done manufacturing. We finally have a batch that we're proud of. Yet another product that took, 7-8 months to actually master. If you're been here for a while, you've seen the progress of them. We released a batch. We weren't happy. They were not exactly perfect, the interference or transition fits of the bearings. But now we actually have a batch that we're proud of. Some drivers are actually testing it, and soon it will be out, and I will obviously make a launch video, etc., etc. So I believe there will be the best bulkheads in the industry, but you guys will be the judge of that. Guys, thank you so much. Pretty cool body to actually demonstrate on. Everything you've seen in the video, of course, after all, we are a business and this is our passion, this is what we do, can be found on perfectpassrc.com. If you ever have an issue with our products, God forbid something happen, just reach out. We got you. Trust me, the community is everything to us. We understand that without the community, we're not going to be here, right? So very simple math to do. Contact us, let us know, and we will make sure that you're happy. That is my recommendation. Guys, thank you so much. A little bit of a longer video, probably like an hour today, like 50 minutes. So thank you so much for joining, and we will see you on the next one. See you guys.
I'm still standing. You can never know what it's like. Your blood, like winter, freezes just like ice, and there's a cold, only light that shines from you. You wind up like the wreck you hide behind the mask you use. Did you think this fool could ever win? Well, look at me, I'm coming back again. I got a taste of love in a simple way, and if you need to know why I'm still standing, you just fade away. 'Cause I'm still standing, looking like a true survivor, feeling like a little kid. And I'm still standing, I'm picking up the pieces of my life without you on my mind. I'm still standing, I'm still standing. Once I never could have hoped to win, you're starting down the road, leaving me again. The threats you made to cut me down. And if our love was just a circus, you'd be a clown by now. You know I'm still standing, I'm looking like a true survivor.